Back in 1956, Ford USA realised they'd missed an opportunity in the market for selling more vehicles. Now, they did have the car range and they did have the pickup range. What they didn't have was something in between the two. So if you're the type of person that needed a pickup truck and you needed a car, but you couldn't afford to have both, you were limited in what you were going to do. Would you get a van? Would you get a station wagon or a state car, as we call them over here in the UK? Or would you rather have something that was kind of a cross between a car and a truck? Now that's where Ford's designers took the lead on this gap that was in the market. And I just want to pause the editing there just to say that that's not strictly true. Allegedly, Ford only realised that they had this gap in the market when a farmer's wife got in touch with them. She actually wrote them a letter asking them if they could build a vehicle or if they had a vehicle already on sale that they could buy that would enable them to take the family to church on Sunday and put the pigs in to take the pigs to market on the Monday after they'd been to church. Hence, the Ford Ranchero was designed. Back to the video. They took their current full-size sedan and when they put it together, they redesigned the back half of it to be a pickup truck. Now this truck they called the Ford Ranchero. At the time, it was one of the first on the market over in the USA, and it was advertised as a car that behaves like a truck and a truck that behaves like a car. The first design of the Ford Ranchero was introduced to the marketplace in December of 1956, a full 2 months later than would normally be the case, and it was based on their current full-size sedan of the time, the Ford Fairlane. And as sales started climbing and the Ranchero became more popular, the idea of crossing a car with a full-size pickup truck was copied by Chevrolet, who in 1959 released their first version of the Chevy El Camino. The Ford Ranchero was produced from 1957 all the way through until its last iteration in 1979. And this is my 1975 version of the Ford Ranchero. Now this one's powered by a 5.8 litre Ford 351 Cleveland V8 engine with, for some strange reason, purple valve covers or purple rocker covers, and obviously the original blue air filter housing. It does have air conditioning. Currently it doesn't work. It does have power steering, which does work, and this is it as I purchased it back in 2020 when lockdown was in existence. Now the front end may look familiar to you because this one is based on the Ford Torino, which is the same model car that was used in the Starsky and Hutch TV series. Now the entire front of the truck, from the bumper to the back of the doors there, is all 1975 Ford Torino. Now the bodywork from the doors rearward is where it becomes a bit unique and gets turned into a pickup truck. Having the rear window added and the floor pan, and obviously then the tailgate as well. Now although the Chevy El Camino and the Ford Ranchero are very similar in design, the main difference is that behind the front seats in the Ranchero you have this storage compartment that goes back for about 2 foot, maybe 2.5 foot, goes back from behind the back seat, behind the front seats rather, all the way through so far under the bed. And that takes you back here. Now this line you can see down here is this bit. This bit is the storage compartment that's behind the seats inside the cab, and then you've got the rest of your floor, and under here there's a fuel tank, and obviously the back axle and suspension, etc, etc. In the El Camino, this panel is an opening panel that has a storage compartment underneath it, built into the bed of the truck. Whilst inside, instead of the storage back here, this partition just comes all the way down. And it is a very comfortable place to be in here. The seats are amazing, nice and spongy. It's like sitting in a sofa, really. There is some damage, obviously, to the cover in these ones, but it is like sitting on a sofa. You've got your glove box there, a couple of air vents here. Now on the driver's side, you do get a full range of gauges. There's the rev counter, the speedometer, and then you've got your ammeter gauge, your clock at the top there, and then underneath that you have your fuel gauge, your oil pressure gauge, and over here your water temperature, and underneath that you've got the 1975 radio cassette player and ashtray underneath that with a cigarette lighter, and then this switch here is the remote control for the passenger side door mirror. Next to that there's a control for the wipers and the washers, and over down on the other side of the driver you've got your headlight switch, your ventilation and defrost system. On the doors, with it being a 75 and being a pickup truck, there's a struggle window, and then you've got the remote for the driver's side mirror as well. Now my Ranchero does run and it does drive. I just haven't used it for a number of months now. It's been standard for quite a while out there. So in the very next video that you see on the Ranchero, we're going to put the battery on it, which is currently in the house on charge. We're going to get it started, we're going to get it running properly, and we're going to start using it a lot more often and enjoying it the way it should be enjoyed. There's a whole load of work that needs done on it. I've got a load of parts to do a full service on it, and we're just going to keep improving on it. I've got some great ideas for it. So hopefully, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel if you want to see the next video on the Ranchero, where we get it up and running and we'll start using it as pretty much kind of a daily driver kind of thing and have some real fun with it. If you've enjoyed this one, caress the like button on the way out, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video where we get the Ranchero on the road again. Bye for now.